All right, folks, so my 2022 Panigale V4S is track ready. And so I'm gonna go over the list of accessories and protection that I've installed. I had a part 1 type video, but I forgot exactly where I left off on it. So I'm just gonna go through the whole thing again. So on the top, I've got the stealth mirrors from Zoma. And I'm hoping that when I coach, I can flip this down and keep an eye on the students behind me. And then when I'm just riding and trying to put down fast laps, I'll fold it back down, and maybe it's going to give me some downforce. I don't know, I don't need it, but it is what it is. And I think it's, you know, functional and looks very, very nice. And on the bottom, I've got fork sliders. I'm going to put a link down to all of those. And over here, I've got RNG crash protectors. So these were ordered from RNG in the UK. The local dealers don't have it, or at least didn't have it in their website. And so this is actually mounts to the frame as opposed to sliders that mount to the alternator cover or the clutch cover. So this actually bolts on directly to the frame. I was going to do an installation video on this, but it's a pretty straightforward process. You do need to remove the top fairing, which means you need to remove the bottom fairing. So that's the only biggest pain. But once you do that and you have access to the engine bolt, you remove the engine bolt, you insert the one that RNG provides, and it's got a hollow top. And into that hollow top goes a bolt that eventually secures this puck. And this puck comes in 2 sizes. What you're seeing over here is the race size, so it doesn't stick out too far. There's another one that sticks out about 70 millimeters, so that's about here. This one is about 38 millimeters. So 38 compared to 70, if you do the math, that's almost 32 millimeters more. Obviously, the bigger one would give you more protection as far as the fairing is concerned, but I didn't want something to be sticking out that far, so I just went with the race puck. So that's the only difference between the 2 models. If you go to their website, you'll see one is the race version and one is the street version. I got the race version. And then to be extra careful, I've got the Bonamici case savers. I've done a video on that, so installation is pretty straightforward. For this installation, you would need to remove at least the lower fairing. All right, then, of course, the big pride and joy is the Termignoni exhaust system. And I've created a video that gives you 6 tips. 3 to remove the old exhaust and 3 to install the new exhaust. I didn't want to do a full installation video because there's already a couple of them on YouTube. And then I installed the Gilles rear sets. I really like them. They can be adjusted back and forth and also up and down. And the toe kind of piece can also be adjusted back and forth and up and down. So there's got a lot of adjustability. This does fold, but not all the way. So I don't know, I guess that's okay. And this is an RNG, I guess some kind of a swing arm protector. I haven't installed the RNG sort of logo over there, but I think it will help because my heel kind of tends to come in and scratch the swing arm, so hopefully this will help. Then up here I've got the CNC hooks, so they take the place of the passenger foot pegs, which of course I don't need. I don't intend to be riding this bike with a passenger. And then up here, I removed the fender completely and installed a block off for the fender hole. It also comes with a little plug for the cable, and I just plug it in, and that seemed to work out fine. On the same CNC race hooks, obviously the rear sets and the Termignoni on the right hand side, the Bonamici case savers, the race puck, RNG. Got the V4 tank grips, and I've got the Evotech brake lever guard that comes with like 3 holes over here. I think they look pretty neat, but also I guess it's to allow air to flow in. And we'll be changing out the brake levers at some point. And then on the dashboard, you can't really see it, but I do have a dashboard protector. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I installed the Aila spacers there. These are titanium Aila spacers, and that took care of the reflector that that was installed over there. I'm going to be taking this to the track. I'm going to ride it with the existing Diablo Supercorsa tires, and then once they do their job, I will install slick tires. So that's pretty much it. You get a better look at how far the frame sliders are sticking out on the left hand side, and then here on the right hand side. You'll see in both cases, if it does fall on the right hand side or left hand side, the winglets are going to take a hit first, right? And then hopefully this will protect the fairing. So hopefully I don't crash at all. So that's the biggest hope. All right, so that's all the updates thus far. Obviously, I've got a pretty looking central tank protector, but this is not going to really help, because if I'm wearing my race suit, I sometimes slide right up against the tank, and so this side needs protection, so I'm going to have to remove those. But it looks nice. And then at some point, I'll come back and change out the tank cap, so that I don't have to keep inserting the keys every time I'm filling up gas. When you're on the racetrack, you tend to do it 2 or 3 times a day. First, you don't fill it all the way up. You fill it, you know, at enough to do 3 sessions, at least in my case, 2 or 3 sessions. And then, so yeah, you tend to fill in gas pretty often. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I think I spoke about the rear wheels. The 2022 model has this red kind of stripes, and that's how you know it's a 2022 model. The wheels are forged aluminum, and that too is only for the V4S. I think the V4 doesn't come with the forged aluminum. I've got some safety wiring done. You can't see it now, but I've got the drain bolt safety wired. I'll be coming in and safety wiring the fill cap. And that's pretty much it. All right, folks. Catch you next episode.